Hi, Bobby Edelson here with a quick snapshot of the San Diego real estate market. People come to me and ask, Bobby, prices are coming down. What's going on? Are values going down? Is the market crashing? Please tell us, Bobby. So let me give you a little history and perspective for the San Diego market. People love California. That's been the case for a really long time. And there are some well-established cities in California, San Francisco being one of the two top real estate markets in the country, along with New York City. It's been established for a very long time, as has Los Angeles. I go back to the early Hollywood years when, as a business, people established themselves and began living in expensive housing in Los Angeles. San Diego, on the other hand, just for a little perspective, we've been up until I'd say the 1980s, into most of the 90s, we've been a very sleepy beach town. Very low housing costs, low rents, hundreds of dollars a month. You could buy a 3-bedroom house many times for under $100,000. Now they're $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, up to $1.5, $2 million, and that's not even at the beach. So what we have here is a city that has risen in value and prices really quickly in that short period of time, the 2000s and up through 2018 today. Now, part of what's happening right now in the market, people are seeing things quiet down a little bit, in part because it's the holidays, it's historically quiets down. But number two, for so many years, sellers were slapping these crazy high prices on their homes and getting it. The higher the prices went, most times they sold, and that's why the prices just kept rising. Now, a difference 10 years ago when we had that market crash, that bubble crash, was the owners' interest rates were much higher, so their payments were much higher. And when they could no longer make those payments, that's when we saw houses go into short sale and to foreclosure, where now payments are much more manageable, interest rates in the 3% to low 4% range. But what's happening in particular that I want to speak to here is sellers are still going for that top dollar, shooting for the moon. And what's happening is buyers aren't coming in to see their houses. They aren't seeing the listings. Basically, it's no longer a time where sellers can afford to slap those overly priced listings. They've got to drop their price to a reasonable market value that will sell. So price values aren't dropping, sellers are dropping their price to a more reasonable price. That's what we're seeing. I think in the long run, because we've grown so quickly here in San Diego, I believe, in my opinion, there's still plenty of room for the market to grow. And although we may see some fluctuation in the real estate market, in the long run, I think values will continue to rise in San Diego. That's great news. I know my own personal business and my own personal strategy. I've got my pulse on the market, and I actually created a way to market that sells houses more quickly, right away, most times, and for that top dollar, which I'm happy to share with you. If you'd like to know anything about that, just give me a call. In the meantime, I just invite you to enjoy your holiday season, and thank you for taking the time for listening.